Hey guys, it's Oak. I'm back again with another video. This time I'm going to work on Brewmaster Monk. This is another one that I made this sequence a long time ago. I can't remember exactly when, but I've only made minor changes to it throughout the years that I've been playing Monk. Brewmaster is one of my favorite tanks, and let's see if I can make a sequence that seems to feel good. Here we go. All right, so I'm not sure exactly which build I want to do this with. Wildhead has several different builds. I'm going to try to make it work with all of them. The last build that I did in live was the Press the Advantage build from 10.2. There is that build now, but I see that most of the builds do not use Press the Advantage. They actually use Weapons of Order. So I'm going to try to work around both of them, but I know that's a choice node, so it's either one or the other, and Press the Advantage is a passive, whereas Weapons of Order is an active ability. First of all, we're going to open up GSE. So slash GSE. Go to our sequences and new. I'm going to name this Oaken Brew. All right, then we're going to go to tab 1. I'm going to make it so it resets after combat. All right, so the first block, I'm going to go ahead and put a target enemy, no harm, dead. I'm also going to do a mod key, so when I hold control, it'll do a spinning crane kick. Also put my start attack. And I'm going to put a pet attack in here as well, because sometimes I notice when we pull out our yak pet, he doesn't want to attack. So this is going to make sure that yak will go in and attack. Right, so let's go to another block. Like I said before, this is highly based off of a sequence that I've been using for years. It was a pretty basic sequence before. I used a couple action blocks, and then everything else was a priority loop. As you've seen from some of my other videos, I tend to do that quite a bit. So it works. So that's why I keep going back to it. So let's go ahead and I just want to put a touch of death in here. But before the touch of death, I also want to put this modifier just so we can make sure we get spinning crane kick before we do any sort of touch of death. All right, and so the next one, I'm going to go ahead into my priority loop. I'm going to do it as a reverse priority. It's the way I like to do my priority loops is with the reverse priority because it just seems to spread out the highest priority ability more evenly throughout the sequence. I only want it to repeat once. That's fine with me. And we're going to put at the top of that, this is the first one where I had weapons of order because right now I was expecting to press the advantage. That ability turned into press the advantage. So I'm going to make it say weapons of order. And we have to get rid of this reset because resets do not work in macro text like this. So I want that to go off in combat. You know, we can get rid of the combat because keg smash, it's not like you're going to waste it, and it's a good way to start your rotation. Now, I do like to put my brews in my sequence. You can choose to take them out, but I like lazy sequences, so just about everything's going to be in here. Realize I wanted Rushing Jade Wind to be up here early on. So I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to put Rushing Jade Wind into this box. I'm going to move Touch of Death out to be part of the priority loop. So I'm going to put Touch of Death here, and I'm going to move it so it'll try to do a Touch of Death whenever it's available. I'm going to try to make this block work whether you have Press the Advantage or Weapons of Order. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to put another line under here. And on that line, I'm just going to have cast Keg Smash. Now, what that should do is if you have Press the Advantage as a talent, then when it gets to Weapons of Order, it won't be able to do that, and it's going to move to the next ability in here because press the advantage as a passive, so it should just go straight to keg smash. It may work either way, like if you just keep keg smash and then weapons of order, or it might say press the advantage, it's going to skip over it because it's passive. But this is just to make sure that it'll go off. Now the press the advantage build also uses Black Ox Brew, so I'm going to go ahead and put a Black Ox Brew in here. Let me see if that's on the global cooldown. Black Ox Brew can be put with another ability since Black Ox Brew is not on the global cooldown. So what I'll do is I'll put Rising Sun Kick in front of it. Then we'll put a Blackout Kick in the next action block. I'm going to go ahead and put an Exploding Keg as well. I want that to be a little bit higher up, so I'm going to put that here. Now my Exploding Keg, I have it to cast at player only in combat, since it's a targeted ability. I'm going to make a block for Chi Wave or Chi Burst. That's also on a choice node, but for whatever reason the spell does not change depending on your choice. So if you put it like this, then it will just use whichever of the two you have. So if you have Chi Wave, it'll use that one. If you don't have Chi Wave, it'll skip right to the next line and do Chi Burst. Now I know this is kind of a cooldown as well, but I will go ahead and put Invoke Nazao. I'm going to go ahead and put Celestial Brew and Purifying Brew on the same line. Purifying Brew is off the GCD, so we can go ahead and add it below and it'll still go off. I'm going to go ahead and put another cast sequence in here. This one is going to cast Keg Smash and then follow it up with a Breath of Fire. I'm going to go ahead and move this up. After that, I'm going to go ahead and put another Keg Smash and a Press the Advantage or a Weapons of Order. Now, these are all based off of a sequence that I had previously. So, all right. And then I'm going to put a Breath of Fire by itself below that. Things are redundant just to make sure they go off more often when I want them to. All right, so this is pretty much what my sequence was like prior to the War Within pre-patch. So I'll go ahead and save this. I do want to put an Expel Harm as well. So I'm going to put that before the brews that I have. So my brews are here. And I'm going to put the Expel Harm in the block before the brews. So go ahead and save that. Let's go ahead and save this and I'll go find some target dummies. Now before I go to town on the training dummy, I wanted to go ahead and put a Detox and a Paralysis into the sequence. So let me go ahead and open that back up and I'm going to put it early on. Should have plenty of space to put it in here. So what it's going to do is if I'm holding Alt over a friendly target, it'll detox. If I hold Alt over an enemy target, it'll do paralysis. Go ahead and save that. Before I can try it out, I have to keybind it. So let's go to key bindings, new. I'm going to do left bracket, oak and brew, and save. All right, here we go. There we go. It starts off with a keg smash. Did my celestial brew. Doing an okay job on keeping Rushing Jade Wind up. I noticed it fell off for a second there, but that shouldn't matter too much. Alright, so I'm going to hold control and just see if it'll do the spinning crane kick, which it does after a little time, so I think I might put the spinning crane kick thing a few more places in the sequence. Alright, but this looks like it's working pretty well. So I'm going to back off. Open up GSE. Go to sequences. I'm just going to put this control mod for spinning crane kick. I'm going to put it in front of here. So that's high up in my priority loop, so it should hit that pretty quickly. Now I'm going to try to verify if press the advantage is working as intended, so I'm going to go ahead and change to the press the advantage build. I prefer Chi Wave over Chi Blast because I just don't like the cast time on Chi Blast. Or Chi Burst, sorry. Alright, here we go. So we see the press the advantage up here. Up to 8 stacks. I'm still getting... Our keg smashes are still going off. So we did not break that by doing press the advantage. Alright, it looks like everything seems to be working. Pretty basic sequence. Relatively easy to put together. Seems to work. I'm going to see if I can get into an instance and tank it. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you want to help support the channel, please subscribe. As always, comment down below. I love reading your comments. But that's all. Thank you for watching and have a great day.